You're good.
Yes, ma'am.
A couple questions. I'm just trying to want to ask.
That was recording already, so.
Either way.
Yeah, but that's the amount you're gonna spend here anyway. Buyout means we're giving them money instead of actually us booking the room and paying the rate. Not buyout. That's a great question. No, we're just paying them money and they're taking care of it on themselves by themselves. I don't know who Zoom user is. I don't want AI companion. Decline.
Still like a fidget spinner?
Chat.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, that's that. I need host tools.
Wow.
It's quiet, it's time to go. So order and roll call.
Darla Blaze.
Here.
Jasmine Bosler. Julie Burns.
Here.
And Amy Donato.
Here.
Corey Usher. Here. Leon Green. Linda Colley here. Keith Comfer.
Here.
Beth Seidel. Action. Present. Selena Vonderheide.
Here.
And Allison Woodruff. Present.
Able to please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The owl is working. The screen connect. I think this might be a new computer.
It is a new computer.
Yeah, I wasn't able. It kept failing trying to connect to the screen, so I couldn't figure. I don't know. But the owl is working. Everybody is on camera.
Is there any members on?
My mic's not on. Now my mic is on.
Are there any members online?
Mayor said he was going to join remotely. There's somebody coming in now as Zoom user. I don't know who that is, but they are.
Figure out if there's any members online, just let us.
Yes.
know for the record.
Will do.
Okay, we need approval of the minutes from November. I'll make a motion. It makes the motion to approve the minutes. Second by Amy. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, anybody have a chance to look at the claims and financial report?
I did. Did have. I'll make a motion that we pay our bills this month.
I'll second. Then it makes a motion, followed by action to pay our bills this month. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No restrictions.
Old business. Seeing none, moving along to new business. Time of the month to have the officer nominating committee. And in the past, I think Pat, you served and Beth has served. Is anybody else interested in participating in that committee?
Serve if somebody wants to. What is it?
Okay, so, good question. So we have the officers here, and I for sure will not be serving as president next year, so I'll be stepping down. I'll still be on the board, but we need to fill my position, and I'm not sure how the other officers feel, but it's a nominating committee for the slate of officers.
Which is to nominate people.
But if you have an interest and passion, then maybe you should not serve on that committee and let them know you're interested in stepping up to the leadership role. But it would be nice to have at least 2 or 3 people on it. Check that.
She's the last time.
Okay. And then if you have, I'm sure they'll maybe reach out to you if you have interest in serving. It is a wonderful opportunity. Okay, let's see. Any other new business?
2 things. Sorry, they came in after the after the agenda went out. The first is a request for the board's approval to pay an artist deposit. This is for an artist performing on February 14th, 2026. It is 50% of the full guarantee, which would be $22,500. We are trying to get ahead of the game with some adjustments that might need to be made to the way that the contract is worded in order to make that payment, based on some things we've run across recently. And we have funds remaining in that line in our budget this year. So if we can use it this year and relieve that pressure off next year, that would be very helpful.
I made a motion to, are there 2 different deposits?
Just the one deposit.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to pay the deposit for the February 14th performance.
Second.
Support makes a motion, Pete seconds, any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
And then the other I'm putting out there, because I think that because it'd be a multi-year agreement, it'd be best to get the board's permission to move forward or approval to move forward with. But we probably work around 100 plus contracts easily, not artist contracts with performances, but with the instructors and rentals and other activities and things that happen within our facilities. And it's become quite cumbersome to get those documents back in a timely fashion so that we can get them for review to legal or clerk treasurer's office in advance notice for payment. And so what we'd like to do is implement DocuSign, which will streamline and automate a lot of that flow of getting it to somebody, getting it back, and getting it to those places where it needs to go once it's completed. It'll also allow for the people who we need signatures from to sign them digitally, as opposed to having to print it off, sign it, scan it if they have that, or physically travel into the space as well. Right now, the cost of that would be $1,662.86 a year for the next 3 years. After that, if we were to continue using DocuSign, the cost would go up at the end of that 3 years by about 7%. But that would be, we're still working through the agreement side of things with that and getting that completed. But I thought I would take this to the board and get your either approval or disapproval.
Does the city not already participate in something like that? Would other city agencies be a part of that as well then, or able to be a part of it?
We could certainly add, they refer to them as envelopes. So you get so many envelopes. At this level, each of our users, we would have 5 users, would get 100 envelopes each year, which fits within what each individual area would need to accommodate. And you can add to that. This was just the plan that they had that worked best for our department right now. I think that the city as a whole is looking more right now at management of documents and contracts, and not quite yet to the point of like the signature part, because there's a lot of different signatures that they need, a lot of different parties involved. And Renee knows way more about any of that stuff than I do. We're usually one individual. You've signed contracts for us, so yeah, you're aware too. So
Sounds good to me. It's on
the yearly was $1,662.86, and that was for
3 years.
For 3 years, that's per year for 3 years, and then that would be 5 users with 100 envelopes each user.
Is it any cheaper if you have less users?
Yeah, it's a per user.
When you say user, is that your staff?
Correct.
So they each can use it for 100, 100 contracts.
Correct.
Or some people maybe not doing very many contracts or they would
Correct.
Transfer the others to this.
I don't know if we would necessarily go that route or if we would just have them issued from that individual's user account. Does that make sense?
Is it a significant saving per envelope?
I think 100 envelopes is the least amount of envelopes.
But I mean per user, like, I'm sorry, I should have said per user.
Oh, I think I'd have to go back and look at their pricing scale.
I don't suggest that you just approve the use of DocuSign. Let Kyle get, he has authority to get down to the,
That sounds good.
because honestly, it seems like it would be better to have a process, not say, we're using 5 users so that we get 500 envelopes.
Right.
But we don't necessarily, there's no logical reason why this person is in that chain of custody, so to speak.
Sure.
Rather to have, if you have logically 3 people that deal with those contracts.
Yeah.
Then those 3 people can each have 200 envelopes or whatever your needs are.
Right.
So you'll get to, you all will get to approve the claim when it comes through as a claim, so you really don't need to approve it right now.
So it's me, Danny, Casey, Emily, and then the event coordinator.
If that's what you need, that's fine, I'm not suggesting it's not.
Sure, yeah.
A lot of contracts.
It's gonna save a lot of time, my word.
Yeah, again,
That's the
products that you haven't used before.
I can't either, I'm shocked at that.
PDF signing, whoever it's the president gets to sign contracts. Well, I'll make a motion to approve the purchase of DocuSign for administrative processing. Say aye.
Aye.
I don't have to put them out, anything on it.
I'll get the details from all that to you guys.
Anything else in your business? Committee reports.
The year is still going strong. Starting with the performances, we went through a first, at least for me, where we had an artist who got stranded at an airport, basically, and was not going to be able to make it in that day. And it was about 12:30, and I was at the Walmart parking lot just done grocery shopping with my kids, and got the call about he was going to be able to make it. So we had to pivot really quick. So hats off to the entire team, Liz, Danny, and everybody else for helping out and getting that. Not only date agreed to quickly, but then getting a hold of as many people as possible. Our primary focus that day was on folks who, did we have a board meeting after this happened? I feel like I talked about it. Okay, gosh dang, I feel like I've talked about this when I'm talking about it. So we ended up getting, as far as ticket sales go, we ended up getting back, selling all the tickets that have been refunded. We ended up selling those tickets. Now, 10 of those are questionable, and we're working through a chargeback situation right now, which we think was someone just trying to resell them on a reseller site. But I followed up yesterday and haven't heard back yet to see where things are with that. But we ended up having 393 people in attendance. Tom was great. The line afterward at the show for the merch was long, and he was great with everybody. We got a nice review on Google afterward about the space and the facility, so that was nice to see. The night before, we had Damn Tall Buildings as part of our backstage series. We had 95 people in attendance there, and that night seemed to go really well as well. Coming up, we have Leanne Rhymes playing December 13th. Her team seems to be great to work with so far. I appreciate everyone's help, including the other departments. It's not just us, but legal and clerk treasurer's office. There's a lot in JPD that goes into getting that kind of artist to be able to perform here. So if folks turn any tickets in, I don't know that they will, but we do have a waiting list that's about, 50 tickets deep or 50 people deep?
50 plus tickets.
50 plus tickets deep. So if anything does get released, we have a list of people to contact. And in case anybody says anything to you about it, if they see tickets on sale on StubHub for $1,100, that's just, please, it's not worth it. Like, don't pay like that. Maybe it is. Like, I shouldn't say it's not worth it to somebody, but we are not charging $1,100 for tickets, certainly. As far as the season goes, ticket revenue is about the same at this point year over year. So we're neck and neck with that. As facilities overall, as far as participation in the activities and things going on in the department, gallery visits for November was up 70% over last year. Year to date, total visits are up 38% from the year before. So it's been a nice bounce back from 2024. And then total usage across both facilities is about flat year over year. So it's been a good year. It's been a solid year. The team's put in a lot of other great work. We're looking forward to wrapping up the year and hitting the ground running in 2026. And I will have the annual report for you at the next board meeting. We'll talk about it, but I'll send out an annual report that gets more detailed prior to the meeting. Just like to let some more revenue come in and expenses get reported before we put all that stuff together. Oh, yes, I do. The landscaping's completed. I don't know if that was talked about the last board meeting. Was it? Okay, thank you. Okay, and the doors were too. We are still working with Astro on getting a time for them to get out and install the video surveillance and replace the fire panel. They've been really busy. But there's been some additions to the cultural center that you may have seen online. We have patio furniture out there now. And so we picked a great time of year to do that. So that we look forward to that getting used. And then we have also added some pop-up fabric covers for the exhibits to sort of build intrigue on the exhibits. Yeah. And also to advertise the space and whatnot. So those are all things still stemming from the rebranding that we did a year ago, and there's more of that still coming. We've got plans for the large windows there in the lounge, as well as some additional signage elements too. So it's as we can get to them, as budget allows, we work on those things. So otherwise, facilities are humming along.
Next year.
Anything big?
Any like major replacements or any?
Gosh, I hope not. We just got, I mean, the roofs, gosh, the roof should be fine. Hopefully. No, nothing, major unless something comes up that we're not expecting. But as far as replacements go, there's really not anything that's on the radar right now. Nothing certainly major that's planned per se. Other than using the remaining funds in the non-reverting fund for the auditorium that we've been working down. But otherwise, nothing major.
Okay. All right, so it is install week, as you can tell. So installing Ron Peak's exhibit. And he'll let you know, no, we're not related. Because Monty was like, oh, are you guys related? He goes, no, no, we're not. So, okay, well, Ron, geez. But he is a retired educator, artist himself. He is not only a potter, which that's how I knew him or how I was introduced to him. But he's also a painter, he's a musician, he's a songwriter, he's a singer. He's just an artist of all trades. So his exhibit is very special. And I'm very excited to show it and produce it in our space. it's probably 300 plus pieces, so not everything's going to be shown. So I hope he's not too upset, but he has full trust in us and he's excited. We have some of his lyric books as well, his song books. So I think that's going to be a special addition to it. Chris Dixon is going to sing some of Ron's songs at the reception. I heard Ron sing so they could get the tunes right together, and he can still sing, but he says he's not going to, but we'll see. So that is this Thursday. But in combination with the first Thursday opening is the holiday reception and thank you volunteer reception. So it's always a special night at the gallery. So invite your loved ones and yourself and all the volunteers that we've had throughout the year. So it's our special way to thank you guys for everything you do for us. And in addition to that Thursday, there is a holiday pop-up market. So we have about 10 artists. I'll have them lined up and down the hallway. So it's just, we have some potters, there's a watercolorist, some collage. So it's just a variety of artists throughout the hallway. They're limited to one table. You can mingle throughout the gallery space, see the artwork, and then purchase items too. So it'll be a fun evening. So if you guys can make it, please do 5 to 7 this Thursday. Lots of clay classes are continuing, putting the cookie cutters, the Christmas cookie cutters to use. So the kids' classes lately with making ornaments and whatnot. So that's been fun to watch. Open studios are always hopping. And 2026 exhibits. I don't know if you guys have seen that. We haven't talked about them lately. But there are some changes and some rearranging that happened. So we'll go over that real fast when you guys get the card. So continuing from this year, Visual Arts Committee's exhibit will happen until the end of January. Ron's will happen until the end of February. Then we have in memory of Kit Miracle, we'll do an exhibit of her. So I've been working with her sons to get some pieces, and there'll be some special elements in that. So excited for that one. Elements of Alchemy, that is Kurt Ubilar. It was a 5-person show. Kurt, Bill, Art Orr from Louisville, Curtis, something from Louisville, and the girl from Bloomington. So I apologize, I'll get those names for you. Youth Art Month, Du Bois County Art Guild, Rhonda Smith with some printmaking, Tashima Davis with paintings, Christina Zimmer Robinson, she has 3D sculptures, the Quilters Guild, Erin Hoaxang, she has fabric and textile artwork, the 33rd Juried Art Exhibit, Du Bois County Ofrenda, the Visual Arts Committee again. And in years past, we have done invitational exhibits for like a landscape show, and I curated a portrait invitational. So I thought it was time to bring it back. So we're doing sculpture invitational exhibit. So I'll reach out to probably a dozen plus, depending on sizes, sculptors, and then show just a sculpture exhibit. And then Chris Dixon. So we'll showcase his woodworking. Questions on that lineup? Nice. Most of it looks familiar. And then looking for 2027 artists. So that's out until March. You know of anybody, it's free to submit. Either send them my information or send them online to our forum. So thank you. Any questions? Okay, we see you Thursday.
Hey everybody. Hey. So November we had very well attended workshops. We also had the middle school art club come in and Christine come in, and those field trips were awesome. As always, we've got holiday workshops coming up in December, so there's still room, but they're filling up. And then I've been working on the winter spring schedule, which is going slowly, but they're percolating in, and we're getting things together. So I'm excited. Camp Create Spring Break, we're going to do Van Gogh, and I'm thrilled because people were super excited about that, and they're already sending me like, this is what I want to teach, and so I'm like, oh good. And then one other thing I wanted to tell you guys about is a new camp that we're gonna do in summer of 2026 called Creative Edge. So I'll pass this around. I just brought the logos with me. We have now, with Camp Create, we've now had, these 8 to 12-year-olds. And I'm now in this position where I have a lot of parents and a lot of kids that are saying, Miss Casey, next year I can't come to camp because and so we've been thinking a lot, and there's been good conversations had about that. And so this camp will be for 13 to 17-year-olds. It'll be 1 week. And they will have 8 hours of instruction in something like oil, 8 hours of instruction in ceramics, and then 4 hours of instruction in something else, whatever people are excited about. It could be drawing for that week. It could be, a different artist each of those days, but so there will be a slot for that. And then in the middle of the week, we'll take them to a permanent collection. So this year, I think we're going to take them to Newfields as the plan because they have an Australian Aboriginal Lume exhibit that I think would be fun. So they'll get the opportunity to be in our space, and a lot of them will have been already because of field trips and because of camp and all that kind of thing. And then go to a permanent space and see a permanent space as well. So that's what's happening there. And we've had some support from the community. So I think that I'm going to offer it for 15 campers. And I think I'm going to be able to offer 6 of those slots for free for people who are low socioeconomic, which I know is like, yes. So there's that. So anyway, wanted to tell you guys about that, and that's in the works. And I did send that out to the facilitators in our fall email, and have already gotten tons of feedback on that too, because people really want to be involved in that and they're excited. So yeah, any questions or any ideas? We don't have dates yet. So obviously we know when spring break is going to be, but when we sit down in late December, beginning of January, and we look at 2026 together as a team, we'll figure those summer dates out and how that's going to work with Camp Create. Because there will need to be like a little gap, so and kind of deciding what is the best time in the summer for that age group in order to be able to participate, because good question. Send me emails if you have any ideas or anything like that. I'm like around, so but that's what I got. That's what I'm doing this month. It's a big planning month in the workshops, and then just doing our holiday stuff. So yeah. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I totally forgot.
She totally put a Tim Cook thing.
Did I?
Steve Jobs.
Sorry.
One more thing.
We're loving our intern. We were going to update you on that. So we have an intern. Her name is Jade. She's been great. And we have really liked having this high school intern. And she's just, this particular one, I think we got a good egg. And she's fit in really well. And I hope you guys get to meet her on Thursday evening. She was talking about coming to the reception. And so if I see you guys and she's around, then I'll definitely point her out to you. So anyway, also that.
I would like to take a moment, Darla, and thank you for serving as president for the time that you served. I know coming in and Mike had been in that position for a long time, so I probably was maybe not daunting for someone like you who's been, other leadership roles, but I want to thank you for stepping in and I'm glad that you're still going to be on the board, but I just want to take a moment to thank you for serving as president.
It's really a pleasure to represent you guys. It's an amazing job, and I really like being part of the board. So,
sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm an easy ugly crier, so
We appreciate you.
well, with nothing else, I guess I'll make a motion or take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, Selena, followed by me. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.